non-binary parent. Come spend a day with me as I tell you the story of how I came to realize my identity. I think my story is pretty unconventional compared to a lot of people, because it took many years and a lot of experimentation before I finally started to feel comfortable in my own skin. I was pretty much always interested in fashion. I wore a lot of skinny jeans with holes in them and vintage clothes. While I always felt like I didn't fit in with men and couldn't quite identify with male friends, I never really had an inkling that something might be going on. I just kind of thought I was different and more feminine, and that was okay. And of course, that is okay, but it was a misalignment that went beyond appearance. During the pandemic, I started to make content online for a Star Wars social media channel, and that's also when I started to experiment with my appearance. I grew my hair out, I started to paint my nails, and I just started to really get to know myself and what I liked. And I had never heard the term non-binary before then, and at this point I had only met a few trans people in passing in college, but I didn't really think of myself as part of the community in any way. Eventually I cut my hair short to keep up with corporate appearances, but this term of being non-binary stuck with me, and especially as I started to meet other queer people out in real life, the voice in my head just grew louder and louder. And eventually I just couldn't ignore it anymore. I started testing out they/them pronouns with my wife, and it immediately felt right. And then I finally worked up the courage to come out and use the label for myself. First to my family, and then to the world in a video that somehow 250,000 people watched. It was an overwhelmingly positive response to something that had taken years to come to fruition, but finally felt like I was at home within myself. And since then, I've been a lot more vocal about who I am, and also have experimented a lot more with my appearance. More than anything, the experience of figuring myself out in my mid-20s has taught me that it's never too late to work on yourself. Your identity doesn't have to stop when you get a job, or become a parent, or become a real adult. And in so many ways, it feels like I'm still very early in this journey of figuring myself out. So especially if you're watching this and you're questioning, just remember that there are no timelines for any of this. You are free to continue to grow and become the best version of yourself your whole life long, and I appreciate you following along on my journey.